Hey guys, welcome back to Woods Tree Farm. I'm Phil, and I've got a visitor in the wood yard today. We've got Matt from Splitforce.
Hi.
Which maybe you guys saw last year when we were at Reeves Timber. They had a show last year, I believe in October, and that was my first big introduction to Splitforce and saw all their different models, and it was shortly after that I bought my own. So I am a vertical splitter convert. I went from the horizontal Wolf Ridge. You guys have any plans of making any horizontal splitters?
Not at all.
Not at all, because vertical's the way to go.
Yeah.
And I feel that way anyway.
I do.
And one of the single biggest things, I say this pretty much every time I run my splitter, the single biggest thing I like compared to the horizontal machine I had, it doesn't matter what kind of wood you bring to the machine. Where before, I was always thinking about, okay, well, today we're splitting 10-inch logs. That's perfect for the 6-way wedge. Let's go ahead and do all that. Next day, I'm doing all small stuff with single splits, whatever. This vertical machine just does not matter. You just split whatever needs to be split, whatever way it needs to be split, and move on.
You go through it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, anyway, I'm giving Matt a little bit of a tour today. We kind of already walked through the Christmas tree field. We're going to talk about his machines, and we're going to talk about some new products, at least one that I know of, and there might be another one if Matt can disclose it. And we'll talk a little bit about what they got coming down the pipeline, and just stick around. It's going to be an interesting video. So I was telling Matt about the kiln. He didn't realize I had this, even though he's watched plenty of my videos. It's been probably coming on 2 years that I've had this, and lately in the past probably 9 to 12 months I've probably only showed it on the channel 2 or 3 times, because it's just like, it's not a new thing for me anymore. It's not that interesting, but everyone that comes here is interested in it. So I built this to be a solar powered and wood fired kiln. Lately I haven't done anything with the wood stove, but if we open this door, kind of just grab it by the top and give it a yank. I've got some stuff stored in there right now, but that is the wood stove, and we can just crank that thing up as hot as we want to make it, and we can get the inside of this building in the middle of the winter up to 130, 140 degrees.
Wow.
And then inside here we've got 8 totes, so there's about 2 cords of wood, and that one plastic tray down there has some barbecue chunks on it, some pecan wood. But we've got 2 solar fans. If you peek your head under this framing right here and look up, there's 2 solar fans and then 2 greenhouse fans. So the solar fans run directly off solar panels. The greenhouse fans are going through a battery bank, and they're on a timer, and they kind of cycle on and off throughout the day.
Wow.
But if we get a day or 2 of cloudiness, they will exhaust my battery bank, and then they've got to recharge. So they're actually, I think they're off right now. They recharged yesterday when it was sunny, and they'll kick back on today for us.
Feel the heat.
Yeah, it's what, 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's already
pretty hot.
Yeah, warm enough. So you could feel the heat in there. My weather app says it's 68 degrees out here right now, Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but 93 degrees in there right now. So there's a little Bluetooth beacon in there that tracks temperature, humidity, and dew point. And so I can track that. And actually, now that I've had the kiln for a while, I can view the charts, view the data, and we can actually download right now past 7 days worth of data. The relative humidity in there, once the wood is fully dried out, you'll see it on the charts. It'll dip down.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what the weather's doing outside, it'll be lower. So right now the relative humidity is in the 40s. It is a slightly more humid day as well, but once the wood in there is fully dried, no matter what the humidity is outside, it'll be in the 30s.
And this is how you know that it's ready to switch.
Yeah, I mean, that's one indication that I've noticed. I'll periodically pull pieces out, split them open, and test them as well. But now that I've had it and I've run a bunch of batches of wood through it, I know that, it's going to be, depending on how wet it is when it went in there, 5 or 6 weeks of time is what it usually takes. And by that time, that's when the humidity level is dipping down. But now that I downloaded it, we can view the latest log, and this is actually, since it was in there, and we can see like the temperature dipped last week when we had some rain, and then the peak temperature yesterday was upwards of 120, and that was without the wood stove running. And the relative humidity, actually daytime, because it's not as humid now as in the summertime. Daytime relative humidity 35% in there, but I know that wood's not ready. It's only been in there for like 8 or 9 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see that humidity chart will start to tail off a couple weeks from now, and it'll go down even further than where it's at right now. Yeah, pretty interesting. People are always kind of interested in the data, and I've shown that in a few videos. And when I first built this, I thought it would be possible to maybe dry wood in 2 or 3 weeks. I was hopeful that might be possible, but yeah, this setup, you'd really need to have that temperature upwards of like 150, 160 consistently. And with the glass panels on the front of this, it just doesn't insulate well enough to maintain those high temperatures overnight. I've done only a handful of times. If I'm really pushing that wood stove, I'll come out here at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night before I go to bed, fill it up, come out 6 in the morning, fill it up again. If I'm really pushing it, I can keep the temperature over 100 overnight, but that's it. I'm at 100, 108. That's like the highest I've ever had it, just consistently all night overnight. And that's the biggest drawback to this setup. But I'm still getting 2 cords every 5-6 weeks, and doing 20 cords a year through that, and the rest of everything else that I do is just air dried, which is fine. So my splitter is the SF9T. I've shared this with you guys a bunch in previous videos. Routinely, you guys are asking how much does this splitter cost, and I always say this splitter costs whatever it costs, $11,000 and change, maybe close to 12, depending on destination charge and what options you get and all that. But they have some less expensive models that are virtually the same, like functionally, their ability to split and their speed and all of that stuff.
It's the same.
They're the same. So kind of quickly run us through like bottom. Where do you have an ATV towable splitter with a smaller table?
Yeah.
That starts 48-inch table. I think those start out around what, like $9,000?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that is for a commercial machine that with a 4-second cycle time.
Yeah.
That is, I think, a steal in today's market compared to what else is out there. Tell us a little bit more about your lineup and maybe some things that have changed since I bought this machine.
Well, as you said, we have the starting model that's 9004. It's the SF9, the basic model with the 48 inches table. And then the step up to that, we also do another unit that's 60-inch table. That's $1,000 more roughly. Gives you a bit more table. Since we came out with that 72-inch table, we found out that a lot of people are asking for more table space. So we came out with that 60-inch table for the towable unit, and we also came out with a 60-inch table for the self-propelled unit without the conveyor. So the SF9TR, so that's a wider base, and it's also a wider table. So if you look at we have a customer that just bought one. It's Two Equals Tools. He has a channel as well.
Yeah, it looked like his. I saw it. Does his have 2 log lifts?
Yeah, it has 1 log lift on one side, and he has an extended table on the other side.
Oh, okay.
So it gives him like 9 foot long a table.
Wow. You can fit probably a third of a cord on there at once.
A lot, that's for sure. So that's new stuff that we came out with. So and then we also have the next step after that. Then we go up to the SF1116, which is the 11 horsepower motor with 16 foot long conveyor. You can add all kind of option. The canopy, you can have the reverse conveyor on it. You can do the oil cooler system if you do mass production. And then you have the 1320, which is in fact it's a 1116, but we just put the 13 horsepower on it, oil cooler, and then we put the 20 foot long conveyor. So that's basically the lineup. Now we just came out with a new upper feeder. Just 2 weeks ago, actually, we had it at the Great Lake Logger Show in Michigan, and that's a very nice add-on that we have. You just bring all the block of wood to the table, or if you have like bigger pieces that you want to resplit, you can dump it into the feeder and bring those big pieces to you and resplit it. This is roughly $15,000. Depends if you hook it up to your unit or if you need a little power pack beside it. And then we're also coming out with a self-propelled conveyor. So no wood splitter attached to it, just the conveyor itself, 20 foot long conveyor. would be around $10,000-11,000. We're not. It's getting painted as we talk right now. So
Yeah. So you told me earlier you expect to have one of those at the Paul Bunyan show this year.
Yes.
So
hopefully we'll be ready.
Stop by the Splitforce booth at Paul Bunyan, see some of this new stuff. Are you going to have one of the new hopper feeders there as well?
Yeah.
So that is interesting. And you mentioned the hopper feeder in particular, which I think would vastly improve my workflow here. That can be a standalone power unit, or it can pipe into
directly to the log lift.
Yeah, let me flip us around over here. So I'm asking because I might want to do one of these, right? If we get one that plumbs into the log lift controls.
Yeah.
Down
we'll
here.
Switch those things for quick connect.
Okay.
And then you just take those hoses and you hook it up directly to the hopper.
That's very nice.
With an extension.
And do you end up removing, like if this was my setup, right?
Yeah.
Will we end up removing the log lift table or just leave it down?
Just leave it down.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just leave it down.
And then
you activate with the same valve as your log lift table.
Right. And then would the cylinder that's here get converted to quick connect as well, so I could kind of switch back and forth?
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, in this case, this machine is still portable. I could take it to another job site somewhere, run it with a log lift, bring it back here, plug it into the hopper and run it.
That's it.
That is ultimate convenience. Well, Matt, thanks for visiting the farm today. I enjoyed kind of showing you around, showing you what we do here, and also enjoyed hearing about some of the new stuff you guys got coming down the pipeline. So the feeder hopper is very interesting. There aren't many of those on the market, but I think for guys like me who don't have a processor or are still bucking a lot of wood, that would be a big time saver to, bring more wood to the splitter faster. So you can increase production. That makes a lot of sense. So check that out. If you're going to Paul Bunyan, check it out. If not, look for future videos from Splitforce. And maybe we can get one here one day. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll look at it. Thanks, Phil, for having me. It's been a pleasure to come.
Sure thing.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.